Paul McIntosh, Library Media Specialist, Wadley Secondary School for the Performing and Visual Arts, New York, New York. Paul is a library media specialist who makes a small room in a public school in Harlem feel like the center of the universe. Paul has brought a diverse array of speakers to the library, including an American Idol contestant, the New York City comptroller, an inventor of dialysis technology, doctors from Columbia University, magazine editors, civil rights activists, poets, authors, and community organizers. Paul, himself a poet, also encourages a love of poetry among the school community, hosting poetry readings in the library, as well as creating a book of poetry and prose by famous poets and students and staff. Paul McIntosh.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are more powerful than you can imagine. We ask ourselves, who am I to be brilliant, gorgeous, talented, fabulous? Actually, who are you not to be? You are a child of God. We were made to manifest the glory that is within us. And it's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. I am a part of a community in Harlem. When I think of myself and my job as a librarian, I think of myself as a reflection of that community. I spend most of my day, 5 days a week, in a school grades 6 through 12. Every day, I encounter young men and women who laugh and cry and often misbehave. And sometimes I see them valiantly struggle to make some sense of this difficult and beautiful thing we call life. I am a reflection of the community in which I live and work. I take great pleasure in being here this evening. I take great pleasure in being in the presence of these ladies and this gathering of love. Permit me to acknowledge those individuals in my community that I am a reflection of. Mr. Ream, Mr. Landers, Miss Siegel, Mr. Klug, Mr. Fisher, Ms. Fisher. And somewhere in the audience, there are some young brothers and sisters who are poets, who are lovers of life. Nuria Francisco. Are you here, Nuria? Because it's important that you know who they are. I am a reflection of the community in which I live and work. So as I thank all of you whose names I've mentioned, and I thank all of you, I'd just like to say that I'm humbled to be here. I thank those who thought that it was important enough to nominate me. And I'd like to conclude with a very short poem by Langston Hughes. I've known rivers. I've known rivers ancient as the world and older than the flow of human blood in human veins. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I bathed in the Euphrates when dawns were young. I built my hut near the Congo and it lulled me to sleep. I looked upon the Nile and I raised the pyramids above it. I heard the singing of the Mississippi when Abe Lincoln went down to New Orleans, and I've seen its muddy bosom turn all golden in the sunset. I've known rivers, ancient, dusky rivers. My soul has grown deep like the rivers. I am a reflection of the community in which I live and work. And I thank you. And I thank you.
Should I care? Life is one long jubilee.